Greetings, friends and future friends. Today's video is on the Korg Pa5x. We haven't done one on the 5X in a long time. If you've been following Korg, you'll notice that they just released a video today stating that they have a new firmware update for the Korg Pa5x, version 1.4. Now, there's a lot of cool functionality in this new version 1.4, so I'm going to drop a link below to Korg's video, and I want you to watch it, and you'll see a lot of the new things that version 1.4 is going to bring to the Korg Pa5x. And there's a couple of things like StyleBot and Record Studio that I want to look at too. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to go into Studio, and I'm going to show you some of these things, but I'm not going to give you a really in-depth view of them, because to be honest with you, I'm still trying to learn how they work myself. But what we're going to do is I'm going to follow up with some videos in the next few weeks, because once I get to know how these things work and how to use them really properly, then I'm going to put out a video and show you guys how to use them. So let's get in the studio and see how those things work. Okay, we have the Korg Pa5x all started up. Now, before you install this new firmware, make sure you go to File and make sure you back up all your files, especially this KST file, because in this KST file is all your settings. You know, if we go to 2, we go down here and you can see all my styles. These are all my styles. Go into User 1 Bank, and these are all my styles. And I have them all backed up. And make sure you back that all up before you install this new firmware, because it will erase everything. Then once you've installed it, you can always come back. Again, we'll exit out of this. You hit the button, the File button on the deck of the keyboard brings you to here. Go up here, go System Info, tap on that. You can see OS version 1.4.0 is installed. So we know that the 1.4 version is installed on this Korg Pa5x. So I'm going to show you a couple of things in 1.4 that's really cool, but I'm not going to get too in-depth into it. I'm going to make a couple videos later on to show you a little bit closer detail how these things work. Now, there's one cool thing that Korg did I want to show you. This is really cool, this version of 1.4. So if we go to the styles, you'll see this is the style we have selected, and it's in player 1. And as I've told you before, I organize my styles by the first letter of that style. C is country and BL is blues. And if I go here to BD is my ballads. Because what I want to do is organize my styles. That way they're in the same category. If I want to write a country song, I know all these styles are country and I can experiment with those styles. Now, some people have said that you can take and say, okay, user 1 will be my country and user 2 will be my rock. And so you could do that too. But what Korg has done is really cool to help us organize our styles. And how they did that is by this. Now, you see we have the style selected. If you come in here, you will select any style. But we'll go back to the style we have in player 1. Now, if you tap on and hold for a couple seconds, you're going to see that this now turns red. When it turns red, and you'll see this little arrow here, now you can move this style anywhere you want to go. If I want to bring it down 1, I tap there, and it's down 1. I tap here, down 1. If I tap down here, it'll go all the way to the bottom. Now, go back up to the top. Now, what it's doing is it's going to interchange with these styles. So this style up here will go down to here. So if you wanted to bring it in some type of order, say you wanted it to be above this, but above, you would have to just keep tapping down until you got it in the order you wanted. But if I go back up to blues, country, it's going to change that. And also, if we go all the way back to 6 and go to show horror movie and tap on it, now that style is back here on page 6, AG Unplugged. And if we go back to 2, you're going to see that the horror movie now is up there. Now the horror movie 01 is there, but we'll tap it and bring it back. So this is really cool to organize your styles. Now me, I organize them in the genre of music that I want to write, but with this, you could organize them any way you want. You could bring all these styles in and say, hey, I want this style to do this or that to do this. And you'd have an organized arrangement of your styles. So there's another thing they added to make it even better to organize. Now you can see already, if you look at these pictures, I don't know if you caught it, you can see that I have a guy playing acoustic guitar on these first 2. So let's go down to this bluegrass. We're going to tap on it. Now what we're going to do is tap and hold. It turns red. Now we're going to tap and hold it again. And what it does is brings you up to this style icon. And then I click over here and I'll go country 1. There's country 1, but there's all these different icons. We're going to go over to jazz, all these different icons. Latin, there's Latin. Go to ballad, there's ballad. Let's go to country 1. Country 1, go OK. And now that icon just changed to that guy playing the acoustic guitar. This is really cool because now what you can do is you can change this icon to the genre of the music you want to play. And for me, this is going to be really cool because now I can flip through. So I'm going over here, I'm going over there, I'm going over here, and I go back over, and now I come back here and I go to 2, and I see all the guys holding the acoustic guitar. I know that, hey, these are all my country styles. A really great little function that they have. As a matter of fact, I started working on my styles over here because of my ballad. Tap on it again. I created, what I did here, okay, cancel. Now see, we just made a mistake, and I want to show you what we did. So if you go over here, and you're going to see ballad, Blue Eye Ballad 01 is now here. This is great. I'm glad I made this mistake because I want you to see what happens. You can see that this is still highlighted. So we're going to go back here to 2, click on that. What you have to do, I'm glad I made this mistake because I don't want you to make it. When this is highlighted red, wherever you touch is where it's going to go. It's going to go there. It's going to go here. Nope, I want it to go back there again. So what you got to do if you're saying, okay, I'm done editing this style, I got the icon I want there and I want to go somewhere else, make sure you hit exit. Now that turns white. Now we can go back here and I can show you that I changed the blue-eyed ballad 1. Hold on, it's red. Hold on again. And this is the icon I selected for that, ballad 1. And if I had different ballads, I could actually go to ballad 3. What I've found is all these are the same. They're just a different colored background or a different color scheme. But it's still pretty cool. Go okay. And I've already started to change all my ballads over to this. And you can see right here, the blues, I have down here. Let's exit out of that, or hit exit. You can see down here in the bluesy, tap on it again, tap on the red. And you can see I add funk blues, and it's blue. This is really cool. This is going to help you arrange your styles and organize them in the genre of music they are, or you might just want to use these different icons for different things. For me, I think this is really cool because, again, if you're a musician, you know, we're all competing against the great AI and all that, and we want to be able to produce music quickly, and you want to go to those styles quickly. And I've always said, when you don't have anything to do, start building styles. I've built all these different styles, and any one of these styles, I could go click and start recording something. And that's what you want to do. And now, with Korg's new adding these icons, it'll make organizing our styles so much easier. So one of the cool things about having an icon with your style, because remember, if we select it, it turns white. We hold, it turns red. We hold it again, it brings up this screen. And then we can select an icon, go OK. What's really cool is when we go out of this, it also shows up in the player. And where that's handy is, okay, right here, I know I don't even have to read the title of that style. I can just see this icon and know that's my country icon. I go over here and I look here and I see that icon being ballad. I know that this is going to be a style as a ballad. Again, I can just look at the icon. That's an icon I selected for ballads. That's a ballad style. And if I go over here, this is the icon I selected for country, and I can see that it's representing a style that's country. That's a really cool tool to have. The next thing I want to show you, and again, I'm not going into too much detail, but right down here called Style Creator Bot. I'm going to tap on that, and I got a MIDI file going here, and we're going to hit exit. Now you're going to see it says conversation failure. I still haven't figured this out yet, but it must mean that the MIDI file must meet certain criteria for the style creator bot to accept it. But this, I'm going to work on it because I think this is going to be really helpful for a lot of us. If you remember, go back and watch one of the videos where I took a Geno's style and converted it to a style that the Pa5X could look at and play. There must be some kind of way that that MIDI file has to be configured for the style creator bot to work. So we'll work on that. All right, this next thing I want to show you, I think is going to change the way we look at the Korg Pa5X. This is something I always thought they should add, and they did. This is really cool stuff. So, and excuse me if I make any mistakes because I'm just learning it myself, but in a couple of days I figure this stuff out, and I'm going to probably put out a video maybe next week on this because I think this is going to take the Korg Pa5X to the next level. So, we hit record edit on the deck of the keyboard. Down here, we have a new icon called Recording Studio. You tap on that. Now we have 4 sets: the style, the chord change, the pad, the key set. And there's so many options here, but I just want to run through this real quick to show you how cool it is. So I'm going to mute this out and mute this out, or hit play, and mute these 2 out. Because what we're going to do is we're going to play the chord progression and want to record the chord progression in the style. So you can see up here, I have A minor. If I hit the B minor, that's a B minor. But I have the A minor playing. Now, I should have brought it down into the camera, but right down here, you're going to see player 2 has a red light flashing. If we hit that to record, it's going to start to record. But when you first start out, you're going to want to hit over here on player 1 is yellow. So what we're going to do, we have the record all ready to go. We have 2 tracks ready to go. We have the A minor, and all I'm going to do is take my finger and push down on player 1's player. All right, now we have stopped the player and stopped recording. Now we have these both on play. And here's the real cool thing. Hit record edit down here in this corner, record edit, and now you can see that we recorded the style and the variation and the chord change. You can see the chord change in there. Now if you push down on the settings button and turn the wheel, you're going to see that you can expand and collapse this thing here. So now you can see all the chord progressions. Now what you want to do is hit right here and make sure you're in position. Go okay, cancel. When we hit that position, now we can move the playback wheel anywhere we want. And I'm going to show you a little trick here that just blows my mind, and I'm going to get into it again in another video, but I just want to show you this real quick. Now, right here, we have the style playing, but down below, if we tap on that, you're going to see the variation. So now we have our cursor right at the B minor. And what I'm going to do is hit add. I'm going to hit add. And now I'm going to change that to variation 3. Now I'm going to hit the position over here again and move this over to that A minor. And make sure I have the variations clicked, add, and I'm going to bring that back to variation 1. Now, if we go back to the beginning and play this, you're going to see that this style will now play variation 1, and at the B minor, it goes into variation 3. And that is just so awesome. And again, we can go back to the main. And if we want to go down here and say, okay, key set, let's not take that, make that mute. Sometimes working around these cameras and trying to get the screens a little difficult. Okay, we got that record. So now if we hit record, oh, we made a mistake. What we got to do is go back to the beginning, then hit record. All right, and now and if we go back to the beginning, so this is just a real quick look at this. I'm going to go into more detail in the next video, but you can see that this is going to be a major upgrade to the Pa5x, because basically we go back now to record edit, and now you can see basically we have the style up here, we have the variations here, and we have the alto sax down below. And it's really cool. You can edit this stuff now. And I'm going to get more in depth in the next video, but this is really going to be a game changer for the Korg Pa5x. So there's one more thing I want to show you before I end this video. Now, a lot of these things I showed you today, I'm going to have more detailed descriptions of them in future videos. The videos coming, I'm going to definitely describe them a little better. But I just want you to look at this also. So if we come up here and we go to song, and there's just a little song, test song I wrote, hit the exit. Now we have a song in our player one. Now, if we go to record edit, you're going to see that there's an icon up here now called song edit, new song. I forget there was a way of we coming into new song and bringing it up, but now we don't have to do that. We can just hit song edit and it brings it up, and now it's just like creating a new song. And if we go down here to track 10 and solo that, you're going to hear my drums. Simple little track I recorded, get off that. And if we go to track 2 and solo that, was the bass line I created. So I created this little song. So what we want to do, and if we play it, and basically this is a sequencer. You're going to be tracking in, and you have your ability to overdub parts. You have your ability for how your resolution, if you wanted to bring it in on just 16th notes or whatever you want to do, it's right there, just like creating a new song. But now you can edit the existing song. So if we came over here and we wanted to add, you know, a tight brass, sounds cool. All we'd have to do is make sure we back it up all the way. We're on 1. And over here, we're going to hit tight brass and we're going to hit record. Make sure that record is up. Tap on it. And stop, go back. And if you noticed, I was playing it a little bit behind the beat, but because we had the resolution to high, it brought it right into time. So this is just one other little thing that I like. And then, of course, you can go up here to the menus and save new song and exit from the record mode. But this is really cool because now you can take a song and edit it. So I hope this video gave you a little bit more information on the 1.4 firmware update for the Korg Pa5x. And coming soon will be some more videos dealing with this topic. There's a lot of cool functionality in this 1.4 version update, and I want to show it all to you. Also, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, please subscribe. You'll help us grow the channel. That way we can bring you more cool stuff. So take care, my friends, and thanks for watching.